just going to dive right in. I've been reading a lot this week, so I'm trying to switch it up and read different pieces. This one is called Runaway Collector. Dad always brought someone or something home. A fast driver with an eye for things on the side of the road, like the Stetson I had him cremated in. He wore that hat for 30-something years. We found it on the side of the freeway, brand new, brown felt. His mistake was those he chose to save, like John Blaze, the horse who broke the fence and ran miles down the road, ate all the birdseed from Dot Leisure's feeder. She called the game warden and the state police, her polyester mouth glued to the phone. Her house aqua blue against pastoral green, the tacky Santa and reindeer never put away before Easter. Took hours fading into the dark dots of dusk for Dad to lasso that wild-ass horse and ride him home. One of his strays was a small brown duck, the other ducks game raped and pecked. He scooped painted pond turtles before they were flattened into dirt road. Bear the dog ran at least 60 miles over hills and streams back to the family we got him from. My mom left soon after we moved in, stayed long enough to clear a road up there, cut a view across state to Blue Mountains seen from the kitchen, where she cooked breakfast on the wood stove. Left the remnants of scrambled eggs on the ceiling, was gone before the first snow fell. The girlfriend he married, divorced, and carried on with for 20 years, a rescue. He picked her out of a tar paper shack with 2 dirty-nosed kids and multiple personalities, though I never saw even one. Life on the hill left all of us ready to run. Exposed. I was coming from San Quentin, where I visited my boyfriend every weekend, spent my days being bodily searched, to sit in a visiting room and be interrogated. He had nothing better to do than dream up ways to pick me apart. My need to confess led me to expose myself in a room of splintered families and correctional officers monitoring stolen affection. You can touch twice, once when your prisoner comes in, once when you say goodbye. The claim of steel at our backs, the CO's command to squat and cough. On the outside, I passed a postcard-perfect bay, waited for road visitor vans to muni buses. It took hours to reach home's lonely walls. On the 38 Geary, I sit in the back. The car comes alongside. I double-take at dick in hand. The driver is leering at me, jacking while driving in broad daylight. Around me, all the riders stare ahead. No one sees this. I want to scream, laugh, point. I look back and Big Dick speeds away, proud of himself. It was funny. 2 days later, coming from work in the financial district, pantyhosed and conservative, I board the number 7. A normal-looking white man gets on a few stops later and sits in the back seat across from me. I'm drowsy and warm in the sun when out of the corner of my eye I see flesh bobbing up and down. I turn to see him grinning at me, flicking his stiff dick. It bounces and smiles a purplish hello. I turn back to the window in silence. I want to make fun of him, turn him into the victim, but I do nothing. Surrounded by passengers on a spring afternoon, my eyes locked on Market Street, wondering if I had imagined the naked gun at my back. Big gap here. I'm going to move into Oakland. The Raptor on East 14th. There's a tower in East Oakland down by Seminary on the host roll. That's where he lives. I've never seen him, but I heard from the air conditioning guy he hunts this wasted tundra of coke smokers and winos, baby girls on colt legs wobbling by on stilettos, thick-ass mini-skirted vets holding up street corners. Like the girls, the great white owl uses a sit-and-wait style of hunting. His penthouse home is high in the brick tower above the low-standing blighted buildings of the flatlands, above the taco trucks and ice cream carts of the Serranos. He's built a queen-size nest surrounded by shit pellets and pigeon carcasses like fried chicken bones outside the Fish King a few blocks up. I want to stop this bird of prey, catch him in action, Talon, king of the ghetto. He rules among scavengers, no one scraping up much more than a welfare check or a stolen flat screen. The language of race farmers. Sitting in the backyard thinking about earthquakes, Katrina, and zombie apocalypse, I plan to retrofit and reinforce. Someday I'll start my urban farm, get some solar panels, but I'm distracted by a bird that thinks it's a DJ mixing and scratching the same tune for hours. Another sounds a lot like a car alarm. I hear the cocks crow, his hens clucking, a skill saw squeals of new things built, the rattling trunk of a bass-filled scraper competing with the mariachi's oompa loompa sound. An argument turns to the sharp pap-pap of gunfire. On our street, there are pigeons and chickens eating top ramen together, dodging the latest rotation of thrown-away chihuahua mutts, zippering in and out of double-parked cars and speed bumps. The Chinese lady picking through our trash wears a polyester suit and a sombrero. My neighbors carry in a bloody quartered pig, guilty as if it's a human corpse. I smile back because I love them. A chain-smoking gang of young Nepali men bounce and giggle around the front porch night and day. The women come and go, squat on their haunches, brushing long hair and clutching cell phones. They wait for shared rides to work while the men play. Spicy smells come from the back of their yard where rows of marigold bushes, bejeweled bottle recycling operation that makes a clinking music long past dark. Once a month, someone borrows a truck and the whole thing is overflowing with dog food bags full of bottles and cans. Listen to me, and the dogs growl, happily wiggle bare feet in the half-dead East Oakland grass. Mooning over you, boo. Nights like these, we see the same full moon, yours between 6 palms, waving silver in 2 neat rows, a neighborhood I have no hope of affording, feel too noisy and large for when I speed through in my base-heavy ride. My moon smiles yellow between buildings subsidized and working class at best. But hey, this is where I am, and when I sit in the back with the birds and my dogs, I don't aspire to much more. I get how quiet it is at your place, how we can sleep with the front door open, and every little cat fight brings a head from a manicured door. The moon understands these are just neighborhoods, just places we sleep. The moon sees us for the young fools we still are. Sure, we have the trappings of adulthood, the responsible steel-toe boots you kick around in, my bluff top of mortgages and good school districts. The moon knows we are still those kids, the scared ones, boning under whiskey's influence, not really knowing why we go through the act, strangers in our own skin, pressing costumed bodies together, leather jackets and flights, coats that come with identity, or so we'd hoped. And this goes on into the moonlight of our 40s, scared to death of just asking for what we want. I'm going to read one more that's actually not in my book. It's in this Red Light Lit that Jeff Unward missed. And they asked me, I'm reading it because he wanted to hear it. They asked me to write a poem about the painting, which is called Blue Room by Nomi Adona. And the painting is very cool, so it was a cool thing to be asked to do. Blue room, you saw me standing alone. I'm looking out, my tiny hole, my tiny, tiny peephole, all of the things, the dark things under the bed, breathe down my neck, I can't turn it off. The 24-hour hate, the self-hate, the need to Botox, my buttocks. Disney's greedy python, hand in my purse, ham over fist, surveilled, sir, survived, reviled, surveyed. Singled out, single, uninformed, informant. Stripped, pressing all that I have into the blues. I'm on stage, I live on stage in the house of red curtain. Raise the roof, raise the curtain, raise the roof is on fire. They are watching. The eye rolls behind its tinted glass, back and forth with the banana hammock of my empty, empty heart. I just wanted them to love me, love my face off. The machine is here for me. The machine is at my back. The atmosphere sizzles. The oceans rise. The advertisers' enticement grinding into me, entering me doggy style on the screen for all to see. I'm watching my own sex tapes, the world watching me watching my own sex tapes, tweeting my face, Facebook sex tapes, my sex lies and videotape, my Twitter, Quiver, Tinder, Cupid sex rape. And I'm bad and nasty, famous and rich. They love me. They love to see me crying behind bars, wrecking expensive cars, shave my head, pull off my tits, whatever makes it, rakes it in, ratings for the haters. Mule deer, diamond rings, if you can just dig them out of the ground fast enough. Out of the cold, cold ground, one-handed, I can bling. See, you should have put a ring on it. Cover my naked, shameless, downward dog ass, wrap me in the blue vinyl flag, red particulate, white supremacy, microbead seaweed slithering into subconscious. More, 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 how do you like it, how do you like it? They are watching the focus groups, what we're thinking, wearing, manufacturing our creativity to sell it back to us. I'm locked in, I'm in here, a naked bone consumer, Halliburton, bottled water rolled up with my casual yoga pants, skinny jeans. I'm looking out, here is not here, out there. I'm watching my gentrification through a hole in the wall, my eyelids eyelids scotch taped open, my eggy weggies bounce, 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 bloody window to the wall, bloody horror show looties at the door. How you gonna come, hands on your head or on the trigger? I'm fresh out of bath salts and my luscious glory is lying limp. Biscuit, please quit this. Me no crime think, me no double think, I belly feel, and we hungry. Thank you.